So the purpose of this masterclass is to debunk the 3 myths that keep us stuck in our current career rut. I want to walk you through the new way to approach your career goals that makes it all simpler than ever. And I want you to get the confidence to adapt this method for any stage of your career and business. So who am I? I am a 3-time certified resume writer, career transition coach, and credentialed career manager, and I own the career branding firm Career Global, located in New York City. I have been published in several global publications as a career expert, including Forbes, interviewed for Yahoo Finance, Glassdoor, Big Interview, to name a few. I have published 3 books thus far on resume writing, interview strategies, and career branding. And I've helped global leaders build their brands, accelerate their careers to get them to 6-figure status. Lastly, I have helped side hustlers, whether coaches in any industry, develop their target customer, service and product offerings, and understand content marketing. So I've done a lot of things right, and I've done a lot of things wrong. So how did I go from a bank teller at Washington Mutual to a 6-figure resume writer and coach? Today, I'm going to give you all the tea. Are you ready? Can I get an amen? Yeah, I don't hear anything. Give me an amen. Okay, that's better. Secret number 1, leverage your career story to build your expertise and brand position. Secret number 2, build your brand package and online presence. Secret number 3, attract the right 6-figure opportunities. I believe that people will pay you what you're worth. So are you ready to secure the bag? I know I'm going to hear a yes, 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 yes throughout the building. So let's start with secret number 1. Leverage your career story to build your expertise and brand position. Myth number 1, branding is only for businesses, influencers, and side hustlers, not for employees. This could not be further from the truth. Everyone can be a brand, and all a brand is your reputation, your professional reputation that precedes you. If you think of your favorite celebrity or your favorite store, they have a brand that precedes them. So if anyone mentions, say, Oprah Winfrey, like, oh my God, Oprah is so wonderful. She's this, she gives, she's that. Her reputation precedes her. Your favorite store, they may be known for customer service, for exceptional like luxury goods. They may be known for giving great refunds, short lines, personable staff, whatever it is. When you mention that celebrity or that business name, you immediately have an opinion about them. For employees, it's the same thing. It's your professional reputation. You look at your coworkers. If your boss tells you to work with someone in particular, you may say, oh God, I hate her. Like, oh, she doesn't work. Oh, she's lazy. Oh, she talks too much. Her reputation precedes her. I hope that makes sense. So here's what happens when you think that you cannot be a brand. You diminish your demand and you miss out on building that valuable brand, that value. So I want you to understand that your career story counts, okay? Every job you've ever had, every class you've ever taken, all of that counts and is relevant to where you are today and where you want to go. I was a theater major. I'm doing career branding. You may think, how did I get from A to B? Because I took the skills that I've learned writing fiction stories and I used it to create brand stories or career stories. So you may not think it's relevant, but I made it relevant. Okay. So when building your brand position, you need to understand the problems that you solve and how that relates to the pain points of a client or company, right? Can you save money? Can you make the money? Can you elevate culture, expand territory, elevate customer service? All of those things are pain points that the company is looking to find someone to fill, right? So you need to understand what pain points you solve, what your expertise is, and how you fit into what that company or that client is looking for. You need to understand your brand promise that creates value using actionable language, not passive language. Okay, so your resume is not a to-do list of I answered the phone, I filed papers, I made appointments, I managed a calendar. No one is going to pay you six figures for duties, right? You want to talk about how you've made an impact and how you solved problems, right? Your six-figure resume will come out of your brand promise, and I'll discuss that more a little bit later. Secret number 2, build your brand package and online presence. We may think that our resume is just a list of duties and responsibilities. I'll explain everything in my interview. Who's to say that you would get an interview? You don't want to leave question marks in the reader's mind. You don't want to leave all of these open gaps. You don't want to have them thinking, who is she? What does she do? I don't even know like what position she's applying for. It's not a list of duties or responsibilities. You're not copying your current job description into your resume and say, this is what I do, take it or leave it, right? You need to have an impactful document that gets that phone call, that gets you in the door. Don't assume that I'll tell them what I mean when I get the interview. They may not even call you at all, okay? So don't have that attitude. You cannot communicate your value with a mediocre or general resume. General resumes don't work. So here are my best resume tips. Use your brand promise to create an opening value summary. Okay, your value summary is like a trailer to a movie. If you go to the movies and you see those awesome trailers, they're trying to entice you to buy a ticket when the movie comes out. Your opening value summary is like that preview to get someone so interested they want to read the rest of your resume. It answers the question, what can you do for us, right? They're reading your resume to solve their problem, not to look at your objectives, what you want to do, where you want to go. It's not about you and your needs, okay? So when writing your job descriptions or your career impact, you'll be able to explain the how you give them what they want. So the value summary, for example, you can say, I'm an expert in revenue acceleration. In your document, you need to back up that you're an expert in revenue, generation by giving specific examples. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Your document must be sales focused and targeted. Again, general resumes don't work, right? If your resume is on a desk of 100 without any form of targeted information, something's not industry specific, it can go in any pile whatsoever. You may have the idea that, oh, I can do many things, so just put me anywhere and I'll excel. That may be true, but for a hiring manager or a recruiter, they're looking for specifics. You need to trim the fat. Keep only your most impressive achievements that have impact. The average resume that I create is 2 pages. Okay, professional resumes no longer have to be 1 page. There are some recruiters, some hiring managers that prefer that, but that's an exception to the rule. If your resume represents 10 to 15 years of your expertise for a mid-level professional, that's way more than one page. There's no way to make an impactful document in one page when you're trying to fit in 10 to 15 years. Okay, but you want to keep it to the most impressive achievements that have impact. Ask yourself, have I left the company better than when I got there? If you got fired tomorrow, would anyone care? Would anyone miss you? Right? If you tell your employer that you're quitting, you want them to say, okay, what's the salary that they're offering you? What's the package? What can I do to keep you? We need you. You want that kind of reaction, not, okay, you don't have to give your 2-week notice. You can leave right now. You don't want that kind of reaction. That tells you that whether you're there or not, nothing changes. You want to lead with action. Use only leadership language and action verbs. Okay? Do your best not to be redundant. There are many ways to say the same thing. I've seen resumes that have the word manage written 12 times. You don't have to do that. There's other words to use that will say the same thing. There's supervise, there's oversee, there's many words that you can use so that you're not redundant in your language. A great rule of thumb when building your professional experience or your career impact is to use the CAR method. Okay? What was the challenge, the action, and the results of their achievement? What was the challenge, the action, and the results of the achievement? Okay? If you have numbers that you have to leverage, you can maximize them and lead with them. Everyone loves numbers. Everyone loves those, quantifiable results that can be measured. Your document needs to be keyword optimized and industry specific. General keywords are not effective. So if you're adding keywords to your resume and you have things like team player, great oral communication skills, those are general. Those can be for anything and everything. So you need to figure out and understand what industry specific keywords that you can include in your resume. And I don't mean keyword stuff, just put them in there. And there's no proof that you can do that, right? So being industry specific and having a keyword optimized will help you whether you have a computer software scanning your resume like applicant tracking systems or your resume is seen by human eyes. So here's an example of the CAR method. So right now it says boosted e-commerce sales 45%. That's great. That's a measurable result. That's impressive that you can boost sales 45%. However, it's leaving a lot of information on the table. Did you boost this, sales percentage within 6 months, within a year? What was the time frame for that? On what platform did you use? Did you create this surge of sales alone? Did you manage a team? Did you delegate any of the tasks? Did you manage a workflow, or what exactly did you do to get that result, right? So to maximize, you could include the word by. By doing what? You achieve these results by doing what? So here's a rewrite. Triggered 45% upsurge in e-commerce growth by redesigning web platforms, adding high-value offerings, and enhancing end-user efficiency based on data survey evaluations. The result is the 45% upsurge in sales. The action is everything after by, right? By redesigning web platforms, by adding high-value offerings, by enhancing end-user efficiency. That's the action. The challenge that goes unwritten here is the lack of sales, the lagging sales. Okay, so that was the challenge. You were hired to increase sales because they sucked. They were lagging. We needed to hire someone in here that knew what they were doing. They hired you, and you were able to get a 45% growth by doing those things. Does that make sense? Okay. Here's an example of a resume sample that I have on my website of an information technology executive. As you can see, there's a target header, right? There's no mistaking who he is and what he does. He's an IT executive. He's a CIO, VP, or director. He's had all those positions. And this is an abridged version of the 2-page resume. So don't think it was 1 page. So after the target header, you have your brand promise or value summary. This says he is an IT strategist. He's a highly trained project director. He's a business analyst. He is a change agent. He's a natural leader. All of those things are backed up within the body of his resume. After that, you have industry-specific key skills. After that, you have highlights of his value. Now, those are a few things that I picked out that's so impressive, they may not have to continue reading, right? That's your idea of having a highlight. Then after that, you have his career impact by position. Okay, and I favor the modern format, so you have the, highlighted paragraph, and then you have minimal bullets. Okay, so there are exceptions to the rule, but this is the standard optimized resume. And of course, for international resumes, it's definitely a bit different, but this is just to give you an idea of the setup so that you know the rules before you break the rules. I believe that you are who Google says you are. If I Google your name and nothing comes up, can you call yourself an expert? We use Google for everything. When we're looking up a review for a restaurant, when we're going on a date and we want to research this person, we're Googling, we're checking social media profiles. When we go to hire a company or a coach or anything that we want to do, we Google it. So if you say you're an expert in something and I Google you and nothing comes up, that is a problem. You need to build the know, like, and trust factor of anything that you're doing, whether you're a side hustler, business owner, employee. There's a know, like, trust factor. We hire who we like. It's just plain and simple. We hire who we like and who has the credibility to back that up. Here are some ways to build your online presence. Have a website or a landing page, okay? Have your name as a domain or your business as a domain. I always suggest any employee, any business owner has their name as a domain, whether you use it or not. It took me a few years to use mine, but I had it. You don't want it taken, and you want to have that add to your online presence. Now, having a website as an employee, you may be thinking, well, what do I need a website for? People put, their professional photo, their executive bio, a copy of their resume. If you have a portfolio or projects, you can put that on there, as well as your contact information. You might not put your phone number, but you may put your email address, not your personal home address, of course, but you can put your location, like city, state, or mainland territory, and your email address. So that adds to building your online presence. If you have a product or a service, you may have a landing page with all of your information or a freebie to build your mailing list. Whatever you have, you need to have that landing page or website. I've had so many side hustlers and business owners lead me to a Facebook page when I'm trying to make a purchase, and that's a no-go. I will not buy. because it's too easy nowadays to have a website or a landing page. LinkedIn. I'm sure you've had a great masterclass on maximizing LinkedIn. It's a free professional platform that everyone should have. I have booked so many clients through LinkedIn because it's optimized for that search engine. It's not a carbon copy of your paper resume. It's a sibling. It should be similar, not exactly the same. Guest blogging. Reputable industry sites to build the like, know, and trust factor. Okay, so these articles will have your bio. You can link back to your website or landing page. You can share on social media. All of this goes to build your expertise and credibility. Right now, like with this advanced event, I was asked to be a mentor for you. I get asked to be a part of different podcasts, events, things like that, but I've had to build that over time. I'm always on the hunt for different opportunities. I'm emailing editors, pitching them stories. I'm sending out my media kits. Whether I hear from someone or not, you never know when that opportunity will show up and when they have a need for you. So you definitely want to be proactive when guest blogging, seeing what reputable industry sites that you can pitch to and go from there. Industry partnerships. Again, there are podcasts, there's webinars, there's events, there's different people in your industry that you may want to partner with to expand your audience, expand your reach. You'll be able to collaborate as well as have that clip in your reel, in your portfolio for your next event. So when you want to build up and maybe you want to go for a bigger conference or a bigger event, they're going to ask for any footage of you talking in front of a crowd, any webinars, anything that you've done, they'll be able to see. So that's more for the side hustler, the entrepreneurs, but as an employee looking to accelerate your career, you can definitely adapt that for yourself. Secret number 3, attract the right six-figure opportunities. People will pay you what you're worth. So here's some tips to attract the right opportunities. 1, gain clarity. You can't be indecisive here. Okay, you have to be an expert in something. You have to have that clarity to know where you're going, the message you're trying to communicate, and where you're trying to go. You have to understand your non-negotiables. You have to know where you're not willing to go. Let's say your minimum base salary that you're willing to take, you're not taking it below that. The environment that you want, the even the commute, how far is this job, remote opportunities, what's the bonus package like, do they have daycare opportunities, tuition reimbursement, international opportunities if you want to work out of Africa. You need to have a list of non-negotiables that you're looking for so that when the opportunity shows up, you know if it's right and you know if it's wrong. Ask yourself, does this opportunity line up with my non-negotiable list? All right, that's with when you're finding a spouse, that's with a job, with a friend. You have to know what you'll put up with and what you won't. You have to do your research. Having target companies are always helpful. Your dream job may not be in your area. The salary may not be what you're looking for. The time commitment, you might not be able to give if you have a spouse or small children. You need to do your research to know what's doable and what's not. Otherwise, you're just doing a lot of Google searching online research, you're talking to the wrong people, you have no direction or strategy. So do your research to know what you can do and what you can't to save yourself time in the long run. You have to be willing to turn down an offer. Every job, every partnership, every opportunity is not for you. You have to be willing to walk away when it doesn't meet your expectations, when your intuition is telling you, this isn't the job for me, or I don't really want to partner with this person. You need to have the strength and the confidence to walk away and not believing that this position is the end all be all, because in the end, you'll end up job searching a few months later, and that's not what you want. People will pay you however much you think you're worth. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. If you present yourself as a six-figure expert from the beginning, from day one, there is no one that will argue your expertise. How do they know, right? How do they know you're not an expert? You have to present that from day one. You have to have a document that shows your impact, shows your career trajectory, and understand who you are from the moment that your document shows up on their computer screen or across their desk. They can't argue with that, right? So people will pay you however much you think you're worth. And that goes into a bit about negotiation. Let's say you get that job offer and they lowball you. They give you a lowball offer. Always negotiate. Always negotiate. Always negotiate. Usually, they're going to give you that lowball offer. So you need to do your research. Like I said, know the minimum you're not going below, and be willing to go back and forth if need be when it comes to bonuses or benefits or different corporate perks that they may have. But don't ever accept the first offer. That's just my tip. So let's recap. Secret number one is to leverage your career story to build your expertise and brand position. Know what problems you solve for that client or company. Hit their pain points, right? They're looking at your resume to solve their problem. Secret number two, build your brand package and online presence. A six-figure resume, as well as your LinkedIn profile, possibly a website, landing page, guest blogging, partnership opportunities, so that when someone Googles you, they can see that you're an expert in your field by seeing all of those things. Secret number three, attract the right six-figure opportunity. Have the clarity to know what you're looking for, that list of non-negotiables to build your strategy upon. Be willing to walk away if need be, so that you identify what's right and what's wrong. So, did you learn the 3 secrets to creating a six-figure career brand? Yes? No? Maybe? Hopefully, you learned the 3 secrets and you have more clarity into where you need to go and to build that roadmap for yourself. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you need follow-up, send me an email. Connect with me on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. Visit my website, careerglobal.co, or free resources. Visit the shop. Make an appointment to speak with me if you want. There's so much information that I have on my website, and I'm definitely willing to mentor you a bit further by sending me an email if you have further questions or require one-on-one coaching. So hopefully, I pray this masterclass and this workshop answered a lot of questions for yourself. And again, if you need more help, reach out to me via social media. and email. So next time I'll be in person and I'll be able to give you a hands-on workshop next time. Bye.